Good afternoon, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. And in the news this afternoon, family of man allegedly killed by cops last weekend joins a rally in call for greater accountability. The family of 20-year-old Shamar Riley joined the Jamaicans for Justice in a protest against the police violence in Halfway Tree St. Andrew on Tuesday. Armed with secretly recorded video footage they claim shows the moments before his fatal shooting by the police last Saturday. Riley is one of 108 men reportedly killed this year during alleged confrontations with the police. His family says the 1-minute video, now submitted to the Independent Commission of Investigations, contradicts the police's account of a shootout in Cockburn Gardens around 12:10 a.m. This is the footage that they say was a shootout, and the police did not know camera was there. You're going to see the officers come in after they already shot him in the lane, and he was calling his father, a relative said. Have you ever seen a police walk down a gunman that is firing shots and he's trying to apprehend? Another relative asked. According to the family, another person inside the house was recording when officers entered. That individual's phone was allegedly confiscated and has not been returned. The officers have been so cruel. Every day since the incident, they come to the area and just a pressure, and there is no justice. Who is telling the lie, the camera or you, the police? The relative asked. Scores of protesters dressed in black turned out on Tuesday, calling for greater police accountability and the mandatory use of body-worn cameras during operations. JFJ Executive Director Michael Jackson described the protest as an opportunity for constructive dialogue amid national discussions on human rights and police conduct. It is a glorious opportunity for constructive dialogue, she said. The Minister of National Security is making his sectoral debate presentation today. I think it's really an opportunity for us to hear from Dr. Horace Chang in relation to the status of increased deployment of body-worn cameras, the status of the procurement, and certainly, I hope the public will join the call for clear timelines when the data storage infrastructure will be put in place, Jackson said. She noted that although a pilot project began in 2012, progress remained limited. Jackson also referenced Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness wearing blue, the color associated with the police support, in a counter-protest on Tuesday, urging him to stand instead for accountability and the victims' rights. I hope that the blue is in solidarity with the people who are here today, the victims who are here today, saying that my son was killed at the hands of the police state, and I hope that the Prime Minister in Parliament today would take this opportunity to say to the public, I am not choosing sides, but I am on the side of accountability. I am on the side of human rights, and I am on the side of body-worn cameras and the police accountability, Jackson said. Attorney Lawbert Samuels, present in support of JFJ and its mandate, criticized the rising number of police killings despite a fall in crime rates. My view is that persons should be taken before the court. They should not be executed by the police force. Secondly, that body-worn cameras should be mandatory. Why do you need to put a mask on and refuse a camera if what you are doing is lawful? The reason why you don't want to wear a body camera and you are putting on your mask with no numbers is because you are acting like a criminal, Samuels charged. He argued that the police officers' reluctance to wear cameras suggests that they anticipate a misconduct, adding, if they are under attack, the cameras will protect them. Any man who pulls a gun at a police officer, his body camera will explain why he had to kill him. The protest attracted current and former JFJ members, rights groups, and members of the public. Tensions occasionally flared, with the police intervening to separate opposing groups. Despite the confrontations, the event was largely peaceful. Farmer charged with alleged rape of girl 45 years ago. A senior citizen has been arrested and charged with 3 counts of rape in connection with allegations of sexual assault of a girl between 1980 and 1982 in Retirement District, St. Elizabeth. The Center for Investigation of Sexual Offenses and Child Abuse has charged the 75-year-old farmer Frederick Watson of Trinity District, Porus, Manchester. Reports are that Watson and the female were living at the same address where he allegedly sexually assaulted her on several occasions. The woman reported the matter to the police in January 2025 and an investigation was launched. Watson was taken into custody on Monday, April 28, where he was charged following a question and answer session in the presence of his attorney. His court date is being finalized. 232 of 721 seniors who went missing in the last 5 years unaccounted for, 65 dead. Of the 721 senior citizens who went missing in Jamaica between 2019 and 2024, some 65 have died, representing 9% of the total. Among the dead are 55 males and 10 females. This was revealed on Thursday by the Ministry of Labour and Social Security in its submission before a parliamentary committee considering legislation to offer better protection to Jamaica's rapidly aging population. Of those who went missing over the 5-year period, 570 were males and 151 were females. According to the ministry, 424 or 59% of those who went missing have returned home, while 232 or 32% are still missing. There are 317 males among those who are back home and 107 females. Among the missing are 198 males and 34 females. The ministry in its submission noted that elderly males are 4 times more likely than females to go missing. Meanwhile, the MLSS is considering the development of a senior citizens tribunal that would be appointed by cabinet. Its membership would be drawn from among suitable qualified persons with experience, including in the legal, financial, social work, psychology, family therapy, and medical fields. A member of the National Council for Senior Citizens would also sit on the tribunal. Among the functions of the tribunal would be to hear and determine complaints filed. It would also have the powers of a civil court with the ability to compel documents, issue summonses, examine witnesses, and make rulings for remedial action or awards. Complaints lodged with the NCSC could trigger investigations, and it could also invite disputing parties to arbitration or mediation. Any unresolved issues will be escalated to the tribunal. Among the questions to be answered are: should the tribunal be akin to the Disabilities Rights Tribunal? Should complaints be lodged to the NCSC or to the Senior Citizens Advocate? Could or should a tribunal deal with matters of guardianship to better enable the process of supporting or protecting older persons, thus avoiding lengthy delays of the court system? Of note is that the term senior citizen is currently legally undefined in Jamaica. The NCSC adopts the United Nations definition of 60 years and older. Guys, thanks for watching. Please join us this afternoon at 2 p.m. for another news update.